What's happening, ladies and gentlemen of League Zero, and welcome to this short guide on how the workshop code works for the upcoming GOATS tournament. Our very own Fimmy has been working tirelessly over the past couple weeks to revert as many balance changes as possible to how they were just before Rollock. We'll start with the simpler changes and work our way out towards Brigitte, because as you can imagine, that character had to be changed around quite a bit compared to her live version. For starters, Diva's remech doesn't deal 200 damage anymore. It's back to just 25 damage with a sizable knockback. Similarly, the recent change that allowed Reinhardt's Shatter to one-shot targets has been reverted for this workshop code. One important thing to note is that a recent change to the workshop editor prevents us from reverting shield health to what it was at the time of GOATS. This means Rein's shield will still be at 1600 HP like it is for the live servers. There's not a lot of notable changes we can physically show you with Zarya, Lucio, or Zenyatta, mostly just a few tweaks to numbers here and there, so let's move on to the big one. There's three major aspects that had to be changed about Brigitte's kit, namely how armor is applied, her ultimate rally, and the armor pack ability. The easiest one to explain would be the ultimate. You'll notice that when your ult charge reaches 100% on Brig, the meter on the bottom of your screen will skip back down to 0%. The reason has to do with a change to how rally armor applies, but Fimmy coded in a fix where you can see a true or false listed at the top of your screen for when rally is ready. When you use rally, you'll notice that Brig doesn't use her voice line and the normal animation doesn't happen. Again, this has to do with how the ultimate has been modified to apply armor. However, you will hear a small ding sound effect and there will be a pulsating yellow wave coming out of the Brig as she uses it. You won't be able to see the yellow waves if you are playing as Brig unless you put your shield up, but don't worry, the entire rest of the lobby can, and there's really no mistaking it for anything else. I've talked a little bit about how armor is applied differently compared to the live game, but what do I mean specifically? Well, rally is supposed to be limited to just 100 extra armor, otherwise we'd have a situation where it stacks indefinitely for the duration of the ultimate, which would very easily get out of hand if teams came out of the ultimate with around 1000 or more health. A side effect of this is that all applied armor from armor pack and rally is limited to just 100, though we figure this may actually make the GOATS meta a little more tolerable to play compared to how unkillable things were back in the day. The last major change Fimmy made to Brig was her armor pack ability. You may remember that Brig used to have only one charge of her armor pack at a time, and it healed for a lot more than it does now. In order to get closer to that legacy version of the ability, Fimmy had to code it in a similar way to rally. The ability animation doesn't play, but instead the targeted ally will have a single yellow wave pulsate out of them, similar to rally. Of course, the main difference between the two abilities being that rally will pulse for a lot longer, and armor pack only does it once per use. Because of the live version for armor pack being disabled in favor of this reverted workshop one, the cooldown timer is displayed at the top of your screen as well, just underneath the ultimate indicator. That's all the major changes you should be aware of for this upcoming tournament, and we can't wait to see all the incredible plays you pull off inside the workshop mode. If you haven't already signed up, be sure to do so. You have until this Wednesday evening to register your team, and this Friday to fill out the player registration. If you have any questions, feel free to use the Ask Staff channel in the Discord server, but otherwise, we can't wait to get Zero to Hero, greatest of all time, underway.